Thug life.
Welcome to another edition of Talk Real, which in this edition is kind of special just because two of the four panelists went to see the movie, and one of them is not here with us. I imagine the Coen brothers took him away.
For slander.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been taken to an undisclosed location. May or may not be seeing him again.
If we talk anymore, we're going to lose our careers. But anyways, this time we're going to be talking about Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Let's start with what we're doing.
Yeah, this is
cool. One thing we have to say. One thing we have to say is that we actually did this film on Dylan's request.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's
yeah.
all your fault.
I don't know if I was just in the wrong mindset. But this didn't work for me. It really.
Well, I didn't say I can't say that much, but I was thinking another thing. I thought you were gonna come here and say like, "Oh, it's awesome."
Right.
I think I laughed like once, like when the broke the foot, like the foot out of the the cop chase.
Yeah.
Like that was funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that very much actually.
Well, that's like it's like 20% of the trailers.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the big scene from the trailer. Yeah. So it's like you laughed at the trailer. Good for you.
It's like Wall-E.
It was like Big Lebowski, Harold and Kumar, and a Michael Bay film all rolled into one.
I could definitely see that.
Film?
Yeah, a Michael Bay film.
I could definitely see that.
No, when you see it, you're gonna be like, wow,
Yeah,
Michael
no,
Bay.
I could definitely see that.
Because it just because normally with all the other Judd Apatows, it feels a little bit more organic in terms of how the movies flow, and there's a good deal of improvisation, and or at least the script is. It's not necessarily focused on story as so much as it is on characters, and I feel like this time they tried to do
also relationships.
Yeah, and on relationships, and I feel like with this one they tried to focus so much on the action and trying to, do something really amazing with a comedy film that they just completely missed the mark of what makes them good.
Well, this film is rated R though.
Wow,
I wouldn't have thought that.
Really, it's rated R?
I would not have thought that.
I mean,
I would have thought PG-13.
Yeah, I would but it's probably drugs and the messed up
the fact
gear
that the message
and the violence.
Of course.
Yeah. I didn't expect this to be the greatest, pro-legalization or decriminalization movie ever made. I was certainly expecting the film to come down on the side of more pro-drug than anti-drug, and I walked out of it thinking it was really anti-drug.
It actually was, and the only purpose to the fact that pot's involved is the fact that they become friends because of it.
Yeah,
that's it. Because the drug dealer becomes friends with
the people he's supplying, and then it's this friendship can be there without the drugs.
Yeah.
That's the message of the story.
And that if you're doing it, you don't die.
Violence. We keep bringing up guns, and it doesn't seem like it'd be a big part of this movie, but the trailer is James Franco and Seth Rogen and the guy from Hot Rod all holding shotguns, and I suppose that would be enough of an indicator, but you just wouldn't think it. And then
even the promo. I mean, if you look, it shows them all with the shotguns.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't
couldn't believe
that.
it. Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. There were a lot of funny characters, but it just felt like the story didn't support it, and the action just felt so repetitive.
Oh yeah,
and
there's just so much of it. For one thing. I mean, any time that you put that much in, in a film, odds are the plot is gonna be weakened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just I don't know. I really wish that it would have been honestly, if it had been more like a Tarantino film and focusing on the moments in between the violence and the build up in between the violence and then never having us. And I hate always doing this whenever we review movies where I'm I wish that the entire purpose of the movie was gone and they'd focus on all this little stuff in between. But
this time around it would have made sense.
Yeah, it would have made sense.
Usually, yeah.
I would expect that from a movie like this, where it would have been okay, let's build up to the big violent moment, and then let's cut to something completely different.
Yeah.
And let's just see
kind of keep you off edge.
Yeah, you just go, because I love any cut where we're expecting to see some big giant act of violence, and then all of a sudden we cut to the aftermath. And that's what really bugged me, was I just felt like they were really wasting my time.
The consumption of the smoking what was it? Because of 3.
Oh yeah. That was
good.
great.
That was good.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that would have continued on that level because you got that early on and you were anticipating that to be the direction.
There was a lot of.
What do they call that? What do they call it?
It was really good.
The cross. The crossbow.
It was a try. Wasn't there like a tri-cross or no? It was a
cross joint.
Yeah.
Never smoked one of those?
You can smoke this?
Hell yeah, man.
No.
This is the future. This is like the apex of the vortex of joint engineering. It's rumored that M.M. O'Shaughnessy designed the first one, the guy who designed the Golden Gate Bridge.
Of course.
My second favorite civil engineer behind Hans Carl Bandel, Madison Square Garden.
I love stoner characters in movies that have this
the randomness of like little feedback.
Yeah, and like just that like huge amounts of information on nothing.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like if
random.
they put that knowledge towards something that could save the world, like that's always the stuff that I friggin' love. And
I
like
agree.
his character was so funny in those moments, but he only had a couple of them.
Do you think that the filmmaking wise, the editing wise, was actually making sense, or everything was put on like we need
No,
to
it was
finish this like
random.
sooner? Let me just throw it outside.
Well, it's one of those things of like you could see that there was an outline.
And
They
there-
had an
yeah,
idea
there
of
definitely
beginning
was
to
clear
end.
intents,
They
yeah.
tried to make sure that it had a good cycle.
I mean,
Everything was there, it just didn't come together.
I'll personally be biased just because anytime I see Seth, I get irritated.
Wow! Damn!
But
I honestly do not enjoy.
I love
his,
Seth Rogen. So.
I don't enjoy his characters.
He's like his first primary role.
Well,
What
no,
other role
I mean,
does he
well-
have that it was like the main character? Because Superbad he was a cop. It was like the second one hand, and then you had Knocked Up was.
But they're still always. I mean, they're always ensemble casts. I mean, there's he doesn't make any films that focus on one person specifically. Because I mean, if you're doing a comedy, you need more than one person.
Oh, yeah, of
like,
course.
Well-
unless you're Steve Martin.
Say if we take out James Franco from the film, how would you think the film would do?
Oh
I
God,
don't know what I would
it
watch
would-
it.
I wouldn't.
I'd probably walk out
No.
late.
Yeah.
I'll give it. Well, see, it's out of 5 reels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 reels is
Okay,
the
let's
biggest thing
see.
you get.
I'll give it, and we can only give half marks, right? We can't give like 0.25
Quarters,
quarters.
No,
or
no,
anything.
don't do that.
I'll give it a 1.5.
It's not bad. For a bad movie, that's not bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this film 2.5 reels, just because of the fact that I think it just wasn't what I was expecting, and I don't know if I'd ever be able to distance myself from what I was expecting. So, yeah,
2.5 reels.
2.5 reels.
That's good. That's not so bad.
Yeah. Well,
You're with your 1.5.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is compared to what's going on at the table. All the time. Like, I was expecting well, I really can't
I
rate this right now.
honestly, the scene with the foot coming out of the, I'm sorry, but the cop car, like that single-handedly gave me like a 0.5 right there. That's incredible.
Well, anyways, just to close the show, thank you for having us in your homes, office,
Cubicle.
Apple, iPods,
Bathrooms.
cubicles, kitchens, laptops, desktop, iPhones being tops, yeah. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and just wait for us for next week where we're going to be doing the Clone Wars.
We are?
Yes.
Oh.
bring your lightsaber.
They're going to be
Bring
Clone
your
Wars.
lightsaber.
Running when we hit lethal poison for the system.
Shit, I can't see! Well, kick out the window, isn't that what they do? And they got pulled by groin! Get your foot out of there!